Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is King Sam, and except you are living under a rock, Jaguar company just recently rebranded, and the reception to their rebranding was interesting. Let me put it that way. My reactions to the Jaguar rebranding is going to come later, where I'm going to explain why people did not like it and them changing the whole design philosophy of the company. For today's video, I'm just going to reimagine the logo and create an animation from the logo, and that's what we're going to learn in today's video. So let's jump right in. As usual, we are going to start from Adobe Illustrator here, and I created this right in Illustrator, and I created this from scratch by tracing the outline of a Jaguar and just adding some few stroke elements to it. And this was created by me editing my text and also just working out some kinks in it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to After Effects here. I'm going to create a new composition, 1920 by 1080, 30 frames per second, and click on OK. Okay, so now I'm just going to this my layer here, my Illustrator file layer here. I'm going to copy it, go back to my main composition, and post it here. If you don't know how to import Illustrator files into After Effects, there's this video on my channel you can watch. It's really going to help you guys. So let's just move forward. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rename all my layers. So I think this is the shield. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to this my tiger layer here, and I'm going to open up T to open my opacity keyframes, and I'm just going to go down somewhere around here. Let's zoom in a little bit more, and I'm going to make a keyframe of my opacity here, going back to the beginning of my timeline here, and I'm going to take this down to 0. And next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my position keyframe, and down here you can keyframe on your position back to the beginning here, and I'm just going to drag this back somewhere like here. So if you play it back, it's supposed to have this easy animation. That's looking cool. Now I can just F9 it to easy ease, and I'm going to adjust my graph editor like so. Now next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to this my shield layer here, and I'm going to hold my pencil, and I'm going to make sure nothing's selected down here, and I'm just going to zoom in, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace this shield. So now I'm going to turn off the fill, and I'm just going to increase the stroke a bunch until it covers it like this. I'm going to just adjust the remaining parts like this. Now I'm going to open this our shape layer here. I'm going to add a trim path animation, and I'm going to open it up, and now I'm going to somewhere like here where this is finishing, and I'm going to make a keyframe on the end here, and I'm going to reduce it down to 0. I'm going to somewhere around here, and I'm just going to increase this back to 100. I'm just going to my shield layer here, put the toggle the switch here, and I'm just going to make track matte shape layer 1. So to have this cool animation like this. So I'm going to click on U to open my keyframe, select everything, F9, easy ease, and I'm just going to drag it forward like this. And now I'm just going to come to the end here of our animation here, and I'm just going to zoom out a bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to my shape tool here, we'll make sure nothing's selected down here, and I'm just going to draw a rectangle like this. And now I'm going to shut off the stroke, and I'm just going to make the fill black. So I'm just going to move it somewhere like this, and now I'm going to duplicate this. And now for this layer here, I'm just going to move it back. So for these two layers here, I'm going to move it back here, and I'm open up my position keyframes and open up also my opacity keyframes, and I want it to be when this thing is almost finishing. So somewhere like here, I want them to start fading up. So let's move forward here, and I'm going to make a keyframe on my opacity, turn it down to 0,
going to move down to somewhere like here, see here, and I'm just going to bring up my opacity to 100%. Now I'm going to make a keyframe on my positions, and I'm just going to move down here. And now for this, my up layer here, I'm just going to move it this way, and this layer here, I'm just going to move it down this way. And that's cool. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my shape tool again, and I'm going to just draw a square. So let's say a normal looking square starting from almost at the middle here. I'm going to draw a square this way. Now that I've drawn this square, I'm just going to move it back so it starts at the same time. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to my position here, going to make a keyframe, move to the back here, stop. I'm just going to move it back until it lines up again perfectly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select this here, all my position keyframes. So this two, with the F9 to easy ease, and I'm just going to adjust my graph editor to be something like this. And now I'm going to this my topmost layer, so this box here, I'm going to rename it. So let's call it UAR reveal. Now I'm just going to scroll down to this UAR and change this to our track mat here to UAR reveal, and we'll just toggle on invert track mat. So what happens is that it just reveals it like this. Now let's just cut it back. So this is where we're supposed to start our reveal from, and that is beautiful. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate this UR reveal here, and I'm going to open my position keyframe right here, and right here like this. Now I'm just going to flip it. So I'm going to move it towards this side. So it starts here like this, and I'll go to the end here, and I'm just going to move it until it goes to the end of this R shape here. Now I can just rename this JAG reveal, and now like what I did before, select my JAG layer here, change the track mat to JAG reveal, and I'm just going to invert the track mat. When you play it back, it reveals like this. Now you can see we have our spill, so we're just going to this place where our this thing is supposed to start from, and I'm just going to select all my text layer here, so all these Jaguar layers, and I'm just going to move it back like this. And now I think my timing is a little bit off, so let's just select shape layers here, and also select this our layers here. I'm just going to move it to the front, so I want this to be somewhere around here when it starts playing. Now we're going to come down here, and we're going to make a keyframe of opacity here and turn it down to 0, then move forward here, and I'm going to make our keyframe 100. Then I'm going to left click here, keyframe assistant, and ease out. So I'm just going to copy this, come to this our shape layer 2 layer here, and I'm just going to paste it also. So that's what we have. Cool. Now final thing we're going to do is I'm going to start somewhere around here. We're going to our tiger layer here, and what we're going to do is we go to tiger layer here, go to our puppet pin right here, let's zoom in, And what we're going to do is we're just going to create pins here, 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 here. Zoom out a little bit. Okay, and let's just add the last one here. Now let's just move down a bit, so somewhere like here. And what we are going to do is we are going to shut the mouth of this Jaguar right here. And I think what we just need to do is move down a little bit more, right here. And let's see. So if you look down here, as I change this puppet pin here, you can see that it made a new keyframe here. So that's what we want. We want to edit this our puppet pin tree. And we're just going to move it forward like this. So for this now, we're just going to move it until the teeth is kind of closed. Like this. Let's see. Like this. And if you move over time, you can see it opens up. But this is not what we actually want. And still move this back. Let's come to somewhere like here. And we're just going to open the mouth something like this. And let's copy this keyframe again. I'm going to paste it here. I've been too fast, so let's just move this in. Also move this in like this. Okay, I think we should move this forward a little bit. And let's use U to open all our keyframes here. So now, this is our position keyframe right here. I'm just going to move this forward a little bit, copy it, and paste it here. And now I can just drag this forward more. So we have this bounce. Okay, so now let's just toggle our title action save here. I feel like everything is not centralized properly. So you can just close everything here and just create a new null object. Let's just move this to the top. I'm going to select everything apart, or if you have a background layer, and I'm just going to parent that to our null here. So now I'm just going to adjust the position using the null.
Thank you for watching that video. If this video has helped in any way, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And now that I've learned how to make this animation, why don't you take a crack at learning this one right here? Or you can also watch this video right here, and it's pretty cool. And I'll catch you in that video. So remember, improve every day, grow constantly, and dream endlessly. Love you guys. Finally done. I've done a lot. There was a chicken crowing throughout this video, man. I am tired. Oh, and if you were wondering what happened to my voice, I have a cold. So yeah, you heard chicken back. You heard it again back.